Welcome back. So in this video, we're gonna be finding slope from 2 points. In the last video, we were finding it from a graph, but now if we're not given a graph, how can I take 2 points and find their slope? And so what we can do is, what we're looking for is the change in y over the change in x. And so another way to put that would be y minus y, the difference of our y's, over the difference of our x's. So y minus y over x minus x. Now, honestly, order only matters when you go to do your x's. Like, I can choose my y's in any order, but my x's I have to choose the same way I choose my y's. So I'm going to use the points from example B in our last video. So just to 3, 1, and negative 2, negative 2. I'm going to use those points for an example real quick. So we said 3, 1, and negative 2, negative 2. So when I plug it in, I can plug it in as 1 minus a negative 2. But then when I go to do my x values, so I did y's, y minus y, 1 minus a negative 2. When I go to do my x values, I've got to, because I chose the 1 first, I've got to choose the 3 first for my x. 3 minus a negative 2. So x minus x. I can also do, if I choose to do the negative 2 first, negative 2 minus 1, I then have to choose my other, the x with that negative 2, so in this case another negative 2, minus the 3. Either one of these, and I'll show you both, will get us to the same answer, but that order matters. I have to have the 1 over the 3 and the negative 2 over the negative 2, either way that I do it. So let's go through this first one. 1 minus a negative 2 becomes 1 plus 2, which is 3. And 3 minus a negative 2 becomes 3 plus 2, which is 5. So we end up with 3/5. If we did it this other direction, negative 2 minus 1 and negative 2 minus 3, negative 2 minus 1 is a negative 3. Negative 2 minus 3 is a negative 5. And negative divided by a negative is a positive 3/5. So notice we end up with the same answer either way. What would not give us the same answer is if we did 1 minus a negative 2 over negative 2 minus 3. Because then I would end up with 3 over negative 5, which is not the same as what we were getting over here. So it does matter that these points line up. So again, I'm going to say that for like the 5th time, which means that it's very important. These points must line up. So let's do our example. We have 2 of them. All right, so we start, if it helps, you can write it up at the top, y minus y over x minus x. So I'm going to start with 4 minus 2, y minus y, 4 minus 2 over, and then we're going to do x minus x. And so because I chose the 4 first, I've got to choose the 2. 2 minus a negative 3. So again, because I chose the 4 to subtract the 2, I have to choose the x from that same point, so that we end up with our 2 comma 4 right here. So 4 minus 2 is 2, and 2 minus a negative 3 becomes 2 plus 3, which is 5. And so our answer for A is 2/5. So then for B, again, I'm going to, well, in this case, I think I'm going to do 1 minus a negative 5. So 1 minus a negative 5 for my y's. So then that means to do my x's, since I chose 1 first, I need to choose 6 first. So I'm going to do 6 minus 8. And so 1 minus a negative 5 gives us 1 plus 5, which gives us a 6. And 6 minus 8 is a negative 2. And then we should always reduce where we can. So 6 divided by a negative, or negative 2, or 2 goes into both, I should say. So I'm going to divide both by 2. So I end up with a negative 3 over 1, which is the same as just a negative 3. And so that is how we find slope given 2 points. Again, it matters. Y's we can choose the order, but then x's have to follow that same order. So x's have to follow the same order as y.